And COVID has happened, and so much has happened to put everything else on the back burner, and I did not want Jonathan to be on the back burner.
No, not forgot.
A resounding message from the McDuffie County Courthouse to Thompson's Main Street, all in the name of justice for Jonathan. Someone shot and killed the 28-year-old husband and father in front of his home on Shadowmore Circle. Now, with his cousin-in-law leading the charge, family and friends take to the streets hoping to be heard and seen.
For the first 5 years this happened, I prayed for the Lord not to give any kind of mercy. I said, give him no mercy, God. I don't know if I'm supposed to pray for that, but please show him no mercy. This last year has been harder. I started praying for him.
6.5 years grieving, but mom Sharon Gurley remembers her son's birthday just like it was yesterday.
9-pound, 8-ounce little boy, and he came out running, let me tell you.
And Dad, Greg Gurley, can't forget a touching childhood with his boy who loved driving.
Power wheel cars, and it was about 200 yards from our house to his grandparents' house in a field, and he just rode that thing up and down that field. It wore him a path, looked like a racetrack going up and down through there.
And whether it was a sport or music, Sharon Gurley says her son did his best.
When he got into elementary school, he was in the band and he could play any instrument they gave him. The Redcoat Band at the University of Georgia wanted him. They told him, they said, boy, when you get through with high school, we want you up here.
While Athens was not his stop after graduation, Augusta Tech was, and because his mom says he was good with his hands, he began working toward a career in heating and air.
The day before he got killed, he had graduated college with a 4.0 average and had a job interview the Tuesday after he got killed.
Working to support his family in the meantime, he became a cook at Angie's Steak and Seafood in Thompson.
He cooked steaks and all kinds of stuff for them, and he also helped them with taking the deposits because he closed up at night, so he would take the deposits to the bank for them.
December 20th, the night Gurley was killed, his mother says he did something unusual, took off work on a weekend. She says he wanted to Christmas shop for his 6-month-old daughter. That same day, most of the family was in Augusta celebrating the holiday season.
We got a phone call as we were leaving the restaurant, and we were told that he'd been shot and we needed to get home. And I felt something wasn't right.
So I raced down I-20 with the blinkers flashing and everything, get there just as fast as I could, hoping I could see him. But then deep down knowing that he was gone.
Their son died before they reached University Hospital McDuffie. He was buried the day after Christmas, and a few days later, more details about his killing emerged.
He was text to meet a friend or somebody he knew. He left the house to go pick up his check. He stopped at the little curb store on the way to pick up a drink. Then he went out to the restaurant to pick up his check. He picked up his check. Then he made another stop somewhere. We're not sure where. Then he came back to the house.
The Cold Case Project learned from Jonathan's father that his son sold marijuana and says investigators found a substantial amount at his Shadowmore Circle home. Thompson Police Department's incident report verifies the murder is drug-related, indicating there was marijuana involved. Greg Gurley says he believes that stop his son made at the curb store was to complete a sale before going home.
They came out from behind this trailer shooting. They shot 5 times. They hit him twice. He fell face down. They ripped his necklace off of him, took his wallet. He had a gun. They took it. They left him laying there on the ground, stole his truck.
We could tell, that there had been some type of altercation at the scene. A vehicle was taken. His vehicle, which was a pickup truck, had been taken from the scene. His wife at the time was there.
My suspicion is they was waiting behind, because it's like, a landscape trailer, 12, 14 foot enclosed and all this stuff in there. I feel like they was waiting behind that trailer. And when he backed up, and he would turn to get out, and that's when they come out from behind just.
Sharon Gurley says her son crawled to his back door, and his wife, Patrice, who told us she was not in the right mental state to interview for this story, found him there. Gurley says her daughter-in-law held her son, but not without attempting to call 911. Since her cell phone battery died, she told family that she began to yell for someone to assist, and a man walking down the street rang emergency crews. Jonathan Gurley's 2002 Dodge Dakota truck was stolen along with a gun.
I believe that this was a robbery of Mr. Gurley that ended up causing and ending his life.
Law enforcement recovered the vehicle 5 days later on a dirt road near Happy Valley and Wren's Highway. It's a truck Greg Gurley remembers getting when his son needed more money for a down payment.
If y'all take me on as a cosigner on that note, I'd do it. He got up, excuse me, he got up from the chair and gave me a big old hug.
But the family is left with questions such as, did the dog bark, a pit bull that was protective of Jonathan? Also, did anyone see the truck around town? While one neighbor told us he heard a few gunshots that night and a car leaving, the trail has turned cold, but police say the case remains open. While Sharon Gurley says her son's life was ahead of him, so was someone else's, his young daughter.
He only had a short time with her. She was 6 months old. He's dead, but they're out here living their life.
Think about if it was your son.
And parents, too.
I just feel like I got a hole back like that in my heart that can't nothing fill up.
Toombs Circuit District Attorney Bill DuPay says while there may be some evidence, there needs to be enough of it to convict.
We only get one shot, and we don't want to go off on a case where we don't have all of our evidence in a row, and then the person is acquitted, and then something happens down the road and we could prove the case, but you know, our shot is over with. You get one chance at a prosecution.
DA DuPay, who joined loved ones and friends during the recent march through town to where Gurley is now buried, remains hopeful.
There's a possibility or a probability that at some point additional evidence could develop that would help us bring this case successfully to court. And I firmly believe that in this case there will be those developments.
We have good information and good leads in this case that is leading us toward who we feel the people that are responsible for his death.
Until the suspect or suspects have their day in court, the family hopes someone steps up to pay for the crime.
We're willing to give a reward if we get pertinent information that will bring somebody to justice.
Anyone with information about Jonathan Gurley's case should contact the GBI. Next time on the Cold Case Project, we take you to Aiken, where Moses Williams was shot and killed in the parking lot of his girlfriend's apartment. What the family and law enforcement need to get justice and close the case.